is very new. 20 years ago, Iran would have been decimated for launching missile strikes against Israel. And the Gulf states would have supported that. 20 years ago, if an October 7th style attack had taken place, why the Gazans would have all been expelled into Sinai within a matter of weeks. But the fact of the matter is that there is a new balance of power in the region. There's a new force in the region. And it's the combined powers of BRICS, the BRICS-aligned faction of the OCGFC, and other private sector interests. They're all coalescing around this new vision for the region. Because of this new dynamic, certain things that would have been done haphazardly before or in the past are now being approached with a great deal more care and deliberation, which is, I think, why we haven't seen Israel retaliate against Iran yet, because now they have to calculate the repercussions much more than they ever had to do before. See, the Americans were banking on animosity between the Gulf countries and Iran. They thought that this could be the basis for normalization, but today the Gulf countries are standing in solidarity with Iran. And the Gulf countries being in solidarity with Iran, Iran being in BRICS, that means that there are powerful elements of the OCGFC who are also standing in the way. They never had to factor any of these kinds of things into their policy decisions before, into their strategies before. Now you've got neocons in Washington themselves who are cautioning Israel to act with restraint, which has to be just as astonishing for them as it is for the rest of us. Because the political and the economic landscape has changed drastically. And I think they're still trying to map the terrain to find out what they can and can't do. You know, what used to be their playground has become a minefield, and they have to watch where they step and how they step. I think that they have been able to act wantonly in Gaza and to some extent in Lebanon only because this does not in and of itself interfere with the long-term plans for the region, as I talked about earlier. In fact, it actually just expedites the economic conquest of Israel and of the region. I think that there are elements inside of Israel who do understand that this is what the future looks like, but Netanyahu and his crew are in denial. They are straight-up Zionist fantasists who think that destroying Hamas and destroying Hezbollah means that they will reign supreme over the region. And they think that everyone will cower before their might. But every move that they make only actually reveals and compounds their weakness. We're watching a dreidel spinning off of a cliff. Their own ideological delusions are being manipulated. Their predictable behavior is being manipulated. You know, it's like the story of how you kill a wolf by covering a razor blade in blood and freezing it so that the wolf will start licking it until it lacerates its own tongue and bleeds to death. I know a lot of people can't understand this. A lot of people are just as convinced of Israel's power and cunning as the Zionists are. They have awe for Israel between their eyes, and it distorts their perception, the same way it distorts the perception of the Zionists themselves. But Israel is and always has been a failure, and it is and always has been a fake country, a fake power, a fake success. They have always lied about their competence, lied about their capabilities, lied about their skills, lied about their courage, and lied about everything else. They've only existed because they had a function for the American power structure. But now, even the American power structure itself is rapidly losing its own functionality within the context of a national private sector power and the OCGFC. So the Zionists are literally ordering from a menu of a restaurant that went out of business.